Hi everybody, welcome back to the Rebeltrons channel. Today we do a part 2 of the vintage haul unboxing video. Basically, to give you a heads up, this is an unboxing of an X amount of classic Star Wars figures from ranging from 1977 till 1984, 85, and there are various conditions. I mostly buy bundles like this where you have 10, 12, 15 figures or maybe more that basically are called beater figures. They're not the best looking figures. They have maybe some scuff marks, maybe a little bit of loose joint here and there, most often without their accessories, no guns, no capes whatsoever, and they cost me around $2 to $5 each, and that is actually the range in which I collect these figures, and I collect them just for the sake of collecting. So this is a box from Michael Gardner. He is active on the Star Wars Beaters Facebook group, so in case you want to do business with him, you can be assured to receive your package. And I'm gonna open it in the meanwhile. Okay, so we got the whole box in front of us. He put everything nicely in a single bundle of figures. I'll get the box out of the way. So we got all the figures here, all piled up. That's a little bit unfortunate, but oh well, that's how it is. All these figures range between, as I said, $2 to $5, various states. So let's see what we have. Now, I'll give you a disclaimer already. I will not remember all the names of the figures individually, so I don't know the names of all these guys. But in that case, just bear a little bit with me. And this is actually a haul of 22 figures total. So it's quite a big haul. It just cost me a little penny, to be honest, because yeah, 22 figures do cost a little bit of money. So here we go. Here we got all the figures. We're gonna take a look one by one. Now these figures all in various quality. As I said, these are beater figures. So let's start with this Dengar. Try to zoom in. Definitely has been used. Some scuff marks on his arms. Overall, not too bad. The previous Dengar that I showed off was definitely in a better shape. This is an Hong Kong made 9080 Dengar from The Empire Strikes Back. Head is decent, some damage left and right, but yeah, I mean, these are old figures, so I'm gonna put them here one by one. Pile them up here like this, so you can see which figures we already looked at. So moving on to the next figure, we got this Obi-Wan. This Obi-Wan has quite a bit of open legs, so I need to fix that a little bit. His legs are definitely super loose. He misses his cape. His hands were in a better shape before, and most of it is gone. He misses his lightsaber. I might get a repro cape and a repro saber for him. It's just purely for myself. And this figure is from let me see, it's hard to see, made in Hong Kong 1977. So this is one of the original figures from the original lineup. Now I need to maybe see if I can soak this figure in hot water and then bend back the feet a little bit. I'll have to take a look. But yeah, overall not too bad. The figure gonna be displayed like this anyway. I've ordered a whole bunch of stands. So next figure is this figure. I forgot his name. The joints are decent, but he's very sticky, so I need to clean him. He's a very sticky shape. Yeah, that's very dirty. Probably found somewhere underneath a underneath a kitchen or something. Made in Hong Kong in 1983. So this figure is as old as I am. So a spoiler alert. That's cool. He is one of the admirals, I believe. Now I forgot this guy's name, and I believe actually he's supposed to look different in my perspective. So I don't know if this is a bootleg or he's actually like this. And Zukos, I believe it's called Zukos. He had like this vinyl cape, so maybe that's why he looks so weird. But I don't know. I will check it out later. It might be a bootleg, might be an original. It's made in Hong Kong 1981. Yeah, overall not a bad figure. Looks pretty decent. I just need to find some stuff to spice him up a little bit. Then we have this figure here. Again, I hardly know these guys' names. I will learn them by heart. By the more figures I buy, the more research I will do on in these figures. He is made in 1984. LFL. This not a Hong Kong made figure, so I don't know what LFL stands for. Please let me know in the comments. Next one is the Rancor Keeper. It's the fat guy. I think he missed some piece here, but he's a pretty funny guy. 1984, also made by LFL. A little bit discolorization on his chest. Overall, not too shabby. Looks decent. Of course, they have paint wear and etc. Blah 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 blah. And then we have an Ognaut. I think he's missing his briefcase or his toolkit. He's a little bit discolored as well. I'm gonna try to get him shaped up a little bit. This figure is from 1980, made in Hong Kong. Oh, LFL probably is Hong Kong as well. His head's a little bit loose, but yeah, pretty funny little fella. Okay, and next figure is one of these gift guards. Loose hand here. This one is pretty tight. His legs. Pretty discolored on his chest, or that's not discolorization, I'm not sure, but this is all yellow and here it's all blue, so I'm not so sure about that. LFL 1983. I think most of these figures here are, no, they're not the most special figures out there, so they're probably all commonly coming from Hong Kong. So we got another IG-88. This figure is also a little bit lesser state than the figure that I already own, but nonetheless pretty cool to have another one. Also made in Hong Kong, 1980. I like this figure. It's just a little odd droid with quite a bit of details everywhere in this figure. That's pretty cool actually. And then we got a Leia, and actually I remembered having this figure as well when I was younger. I don't know if I had the original Leia like this one, or it was a later version, but from memory this figure is exactly the one I had, so I'm not entirely sure. She's missing her mask though, but yeah, she's made in Hong Kong, 1983. So a little cool Empire Strikes Back figure. Next one, another guard from Jabba's sail barge, and I will remember these guys' name. I'm really sorry. I feel bad for not knowing them from the head yet. Looks decent. Made in 1983. LFL. So that's probably also Hong Kong. This one is definitely pretty decent. Minor to no paint scars or paint drop. So on this figure here, it looks pretty horrible. This is a Bespin. Yeah, I say that he's one of the pilots of those red Bespin airplanes. His hand have been in this position for a long time because the yellowing on his chest is exactly covered up by by his hand. But a pretty dirty figure, sticky, pretty yellow. So I'm gonna try to see if I can get a little bit of that yellow off there, and definitely need to clean them up. He's quite dirty. This figure is made in Hong Kong, 1981. So yeah, so one of the lesser figures in terms of the ones I like and not. So this is just a less appealing figure to me, but nonetheless I will collect more of them. These are the figures I am after and mostly enjoy. These are everything related to the hot soldiers or hot Han Solo or hot Luke, and those are my favorite figures. This one is pretty cool. This is one of the troopers, made in Hong Kong, 1980. Yeah, sorry if it's a little bit blurry at times. Camera doesn't pick it up well enough. But yeah, decent figure. His head is a little bit nasty. Some dirty stuff going on there. It's not just his mustache, it's dirty. Next figure is Weequay. I'm not sure. I don't know these names, guys. I'm so sorry. Next video, I promise. Yeah, it's a decent figure. His hands is missing some paint. Loose ball joints, sticky as well. Made in Hong Kong, LFL 1980, and I think this figure, I'm not sure if this is mold in the plastic or it's just dirt, but there's some black spots on his inner legs, and that might be mold inside the plastic. So I will see what I can do with this figure to fix him up. So please bear in mind I did not pay more than $4 for each figure. Some are better shaped than others. Princess Leia in her Bespin outfit. So you're missing her cape, of course. Missing some paint drop on the back of her head, some discolorization. 1980, made in Hong Kong. Some wear and tear on her body, but still pretty cool figures to have and collect nonetheless. Their shape, now this is a pretty horrible shape figure. His head is super loose, missing a lot of paint. There's a lot of paint stuff there going on his chest. This figure has been played with quite a bit. Missing paint on his hands. It's also one of the figures that I like the least. It's just so plain how he looks like. But yeah, that is in general with the Star Wars line. The figures were not, they were $2 figures when they were released, and they were not like top-notch figures. They never were and they never will be, but it's just nostalgic for me. And then we have this guy here. Again, he is the advisor of Jabba the Hutt, and I think he's so far as I can see in a decent shape. Of course, he's missing his soft cape, his cloak. 1983, made in Taiwan. Cool. So this one is made in Taiwan. Cool. At least we have something that's made in Taiwan. My first figure that's made in Taiwan, I think. Then we have one of my favorites in terms of design and how they look like, and I think this figure still holds up pretty good even today. Is Bosk. Bosk in this version, or this Bosk, is semi-decent. His head is a little bit gnarly. As you can see, his head is a little bit dirty. I need to clean him up. Definitely has some wear and tear on the back. Woohoo! Yeah, that's a used figure there. 1980 LFL, made in Hong Kong. And then we start to get through all these figures. Now we have Neem Nap. And Neem Nap actually looks pretty darn good actually for his age. There's some red paint drop on the back, but his colors are still quite vibrant. That's nice. Made in Hong Kong, 1983. Cool. And then we have Lando Calrissian, also a figure that I like in this costume. He's missing his staff and his helmet. Pretty decent shape as well. 1982 HK, so that's Hong Kong. Yeah. And then we're almost there. We have an Admiral Akbar. It's okay, the shape is okay. It's a little bit dirty, I need to clean him up. And with this nice 70s outfit here, Hong Kong 9082. So that should be the Empire Strikes Back. Yeah. And lastly, a lot of people don't like them, but I really like these figures a lot. And lastly, I'm not sure if it's Chirpa or somebody else who I've got his name, but I really like these figures. Let me see if I can find it. Made in LFL 9084. So this is definitely one of the later figures. Yep, cool. Of course, missing all his accessories. So here you go, guys. That's the haul for this time. I believe 22 figures total in reasonable shape for a reasonable price. This is where I'm after. I like these beater figures. As I said, they're not in the best shape. They're decent. They're $3, $4, $5 each, and they're like yeah, collect them, like stacking them up and collecting more of these, clean them up, bring them to a semi-decent state where you can display them or just have them. Having them. I don't want to spend like $30, $50, $100, $300 for a complete mint figure because it has this original pistol or original cape, or go even beyond that and have them mint on card. I don't want to spend that kind of money on these figures, to be honest. I do see the appeal to it, but I just don't want to spend that kind of money, so I just keep buying these cheap figures for $2, $3. And I do believe eventually even these figures will go up in price. Even these beater figures will go up in price because they will get sparse over time, and yeah, Star Wars will remain to be quite popular for another generation or two. So another 20 years, so Star Wars definitely will be around, and these figures will only go up in price. So yeah, but for me it's not really about reselling them. For me it's just having them displayed and playing with them and having that nostalgia of these old figures, where it all comes down to your own imagination versus the high articulated figures these days. So yeah, I hope you like this video of this haul. Next month we have another haul, so please stay tuned and take care and stay scummy. Please subscribe for more weekly videos, follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram, sponsor the channel at our Patreon page. Stay scummy!